Mr. Customer, I said, part of my job is to help you save money both now and in the future. With that, I'll go over what's covered in your warranty right now. Well, the manufacturer's warranty starts out with a 36-month or 36,000-mile limited manufacturer's warranty. Okay. With that, I'll go over what's covered and what's not covered. It starts out with a 12-month, 12,000-mile adjustment. They call it adjustment period. Basically, this is where anything and everything is covered in the vehicle. Okay. So you hear squeaks, rattles, the windshield wiper isn't hitting the right spot in your windshield. Just bring it in, we'll get it taken care of for you, okay? Your next 24 months or 24,000 miles is for manufacturer's defects only. Basically what they're saying is if we didn't break it, we're not gonna fix it, okay? So defects only is anything misbuilt, mismanufactured, or misinstalled. If it is a defect, we will take care of it for you. Okay. That's what I wrote down so far. Now I'll go over what's not covered. When I say maintenance, what is the first thing that you think of? Right. Oil changes, tire rotations, flushes, maybe wiper blades, your general maintenance items, right? Okay. Well, that's the first thing that's not covered. The next is loaners. It used to be back in the past, 50, 60 years ago, manufacturers would supply loaner vehicles to the service department. Well, they no longer do that, okay? But here at this dealership, we do, okay? We offer loaners to the service department customers, and we also offer shuttles. A shuttle is where we take a vehicle out of our own. The owner takes a vehicle out of his own inventory, like a van, picks you up here, drives you to work, picks you up at work, and drives you back. Okay, but the owner takes vehicles out of his own inventory to supply loaners to the service customers. Okay. The last thing that's not covered is your wear and tear items. Okay. With that, the owner's manual breaks it down into 3 different things: climate, road conditions, and personal driving habits. Okay. Basically, what they're saying is if we can't control it, we can't fix it. Okay. They can't control how you drive the vehicle. So if you drop the clutch, burn out the clutch, cause damage to the transmission, they can't control that, so they're not going to cover for it. Okay. Same thing with road conditions. They can't control where you drive the vehicle. A lot of bumpy roads, potholed roads. You drive it off-road into the mud, bury it up in the axles, and cause damage to the suspension. They can't control that. Okay. The last thing is climate. Now, in our owner's manual, it says extreme heat, extreme cold, and high moisture. Okay. Well, when I saw that, the first thing I thought of, well, that's Iowa, right? Hot summers, cold winters, a lot of moisture, okay? So all those are all wear and tear items, and they're not going to cover for that, okay? And this is basically what I wrote down so far. Okay? Last thing is when we go back up to the top, the owner's manual talks about your powertrain. Okay, your powertrain has a 60 months or 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. Okay, and that's only on defects. Okay, the powertrain consists of the engine, the transmission, and the differential. But that's only on defects. Okay. Now, when we think about that, where do you think you're going to have more of a chance or an opportunity that something's going to go wrong? Back here with 20,000 miles where the vehicle is just a little over a year old, still have that new car smell? Or back up here when you have 60,000 miles on the vehicle, 60, 70,000 miles on the vehicle, maybe you have a cold french fry underneath the seats, okay? Well, yeah, right up here where it has 60,000 miles, okay? Well, this is what the manufacturer calls that you're risk responsible now, okay? So they do a very good job in the beginning, but up here, when you are more likely to have something go wrong, they transfer the risk over to you, okay? Now, but what this dealership offers is we offer what's called a blanket coverage, okay? That's going to be for 84 months or 100,000 miles on this vehicle, okay? That's going to cover your roadside assistance. So you run out of gas, you lock your keys in the vehicle, or you just need to tow to a shop. That's covered, okay? The other thing that's covered is your wheels and your tires, okay? So you get a puncture in your wheels, a nail in your wheel in your tires, and we'll either repair it or replace it for free, okay? Same thing with wheels, okay? It used to be that where wheels were made of steel, you could hit them with a sledgehammer, wouldn't cause any damage. Well, now they're made of aluminum alloy, and if you hit a pothole pretty good, you can cause one of those to crack or even cause damage to them, okay? But those would be covered underneath this plan, okay? Next thing is your windshield, okay? You get a rack chip in it, or a scratch or a crack in your windshield. Just bring it in. We'll get that taken care of for you, or either replace it for you, okay? Last thing is dents and dings. Now this is paintless dent removal, so it's anything without paint. So you're at the store, you have somebody door ding you, okay? Bring it in here. We'll get that ding popped back out, buff it, make it look good. Okay? So all four of those things are covered. Last thing is going to be your keys. Okay? So that's in case you get your keys lost, stolen, or they just quit working. Okay? Bring it back in here. We'll get it taken care of for you. Okay? All that is covered for 84 months or 100,000 miles. Okay? Now, with that, when you go back up here to the manufacturer's defects only, the underneath the covered items, we don't care if it's not working anymore or it broke. It still needs to be fixed. So underneath this plan, after the manufacturer's warranty from the very beginning, all the way out to 100,000 miles, that's going to be covered. Okay, part quits working, needs to be fixed. Okay, same thing with your wear and tear items. Part quits working, gets damaged from the climate or whatever, bring it in here, we'll get it taken care of for you all the way up to 100,000 miles, okay? Or 84 months, okay? That's what I wrote down so far. Okay, so the next part of it, I will talk about is rust proofing. Okay, your manufacturer covers rust, but is only for defects. Okay, so what this plan would cover is four different parts. Okay, your rust proofing, your undercoating, and your paint and interior protection. Okay. Your rust proofing, that's where we're going to we're going to use your existing drain holes, and we're going to spray inside those drain holes, inside the two metal pieces, spray all around, and that's going to protect against rust that's caused from the inside out, okay? Your next thing is your undercoating, okay? That's where we're going to put a black, basically, coating underneath your vehicle on all the metal parts except for the exhaust, because obviously that will burn off. Okay, but all the other metal parts underneath your vehicle, and that's going to protect against rust as well. That's also going to act as a sound dampener. So when you're on like gravel roads, noisy roads, it's going to cause a little bit of it's going to make it a little bit quieter for you in the vehicle. Okay, that's also going to protect against the rust. Okay, next two things is your paint protection. We're going to put a sealant on the clear coat of your paint. And that's going to protect against bird droppings and tree sap. basically oxidizing of the paint. So if you ever see like swirls in the paint or fading or just weathering, that's from the oxidization of the paint, okay? Well, this chemical that we're going to put on there and seal onto the clear coat is going to protect against that, okay? It's also going to protect against rust too as well, because it's protected clear coat. So if you do get a rock chip, it's more like it's not going to cause rust in that area, okay? Last thing is your interior protection. That's where we're going to protect the leather, the cloth, and the vinyl in the car. So you get a stain there somewhere from your kids. You told me you had a couple kids. As long as you own the vehicle, this is for 5 years. But it protects the interior of the car. So if we can't get the stain out, we'll replace that area of the cloth, okay? Last thing that I want to talk to you about, and basically this is what I showed you. Okay? Last thing I want to talk about is your loan. Now your loan is for 72 months at 2.3%, okay? And this is a simple interest loan. So how that works is basically in the beginning you pay a little bit, on the top here you've got the money you owe, you got a loan for, and then on the bottom here you've got the time for 72 months, okay? Well, in the beginning you pay a little bit more interest, and then over time it slowly pays it off, okay? Well, this is how your depreciation works. Kind of looks something like this. Okay, so at any point in your vehicle, at any point in time, this is what your value would be. Okay, well, let me tell you, your bank doesn't care how much, the insurance company doesn't care how much you owe the bank. Okay, all they look at, if something happens, you're in a big enough accident that the airbags deploy, causes total damage to your vehicle. Okay, all your insurance is going to do is figure out what the vehicle is valued at that point of time, okay, minus your deductible, and then write you a check, okay? Well, if you take that check, go to your bank, give it to them, and this is to pay off my loan, they're going to say, well, that's a good start, but in your situation and in most people's situation, the difference between what you owe the bank and what the value of the vehicle is can be anywhere between $5,000 and $6,000. Okay, so there's a gap there, and there's a product to cover for that. It's called gap insurance, guaranteed asset protection. Okay, so that's where the difference between what you owe on the vehicle and what the insurance company gives you, will write you a check for the difference, and it's basically to zero you out. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, we pay for the deductible and everything. Doesn't cost you anything. Okay? Next part of your loan that I want to talk to you about is life insurance. Okay? Now, people have life insurance, and that's personal decision. Okay? But life insurance on your loan. Okay? So you can do what's called this product. What it will do is, if you die, this will pay off the rest of your loan balance, so your family, your kids, whoever you leave it to, doesn't have to worry about paying off the loan, and they get the car free and clear. Okay? Now, same thing with disability. Okay? Disability is the same thing, just if you get sick. Okay, it's called a 15-day plan. Okay, so from the day you get sick, and stop working, to 15 days later, okay, this program will retrofit after 15 days. This program will go back to the beginning and start paying your loan off. Okay, every month that you're not working, or until it gets paid off. Okay. Now, and that's basically what I showed you. Okay. Now, I have a protection for that. Okay. This protection is for the 84 months, 100,000 miles. This covers everything. And this is going to cover all your engine stuff, your drive roll system, the transmission, heating system, fueling system, and all the high-tech systems. In most vehicles now, they have 100 PCUs. Okay, little processing computers. Okay, in the vehicle, and that's going to cover everything in the vehicle and everything else that I talked about. Okay, and this is basically what I show them. Now, like I said, this is going to cover your vehicle service contract, VSC, for 84 months, 100,000 miles. That's the last thing I showed you. This is going to cover your gap asset protection. Okay, so that's part of your loan. This is also going to include your rust proofing, and then your interior and clear coat paint protection. This is also going to cover your Motor Club Select. Okay, your Motor Club Select, that's your wheels, your tires, your keys. Okay, and then wheels, tires, windshield, and wheels, tires, windshield, dents and dings. Okay, and then it's also going to cover your keys, so in case they're lost or stolen, okay, or just quit working. Okay, and then it's also going to cover your life protection and then your family protection in case you get sick. Okay, all for that for 72 months. Your payment at 2.5% rate, your payment would be $511. To get that started for you, all I need is your signature right here. What's it cost for just the vehicle service contract? Well, that's basically $1 a day, so $30 a month. So $30 of this payment is going towards just that alone. Okay? To get this started, like I said, just need your signature right there. Thank you. I hope this showed you that I'm definitely qualified for this position. I have done my research. I've studied with current finance managers that I work with right now. But I definitely want the opportunity to show you what I can do and make that business department profitable for you. Thank you.